Hey guys! Okay, so as I mentioned in my anime Matsuri vlog, this is gonna be a little bit different than my normal cosplay vlogs. Normally I do like a full process of showing how I make stuff and with a final like throwing everything on segment. But unfortunately I'm gonna have to do things a little differently this time because I couldn't film this like normal. See, you guys have probably have noticed by now that I have a major procrastination problem. Um, there's always at least one vlog a month where I'm saying this became a last minute thing. I had to rush everything. I had to scrap details. I had to hot glue stuff. But this honestly was the epitome of last minute because unlike the other ones where there was only like fine detailing that I needed to rush, I had to rush a lot of things. I think I was trying to finish at least 30% of a big outfit in 2 days. Not good. I think I did Dynasty Warriors like 5 years ago, and I'm pretty sure that outfit was far superiorly made than the one I banged out for Matsuri. So, in hindsight, I kind of wish that maybe I should have just like dropped out of the costume contest, or at least like requested to switch outfits. But what can you do? But what I'm gonna be doing instead of my normal vlog is to just kind of walk through all the pieces that I made, and then I'll show you a little slower how I put everything together. So let's go! Okay, so here is everything that I used to make Guan Xing. Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of go through all the pieces really quickly while I do this. First, the simple stuff. This is the wig. It's just a simple Arda wig, Lulu, I believe, in dark brown. And then in here is the headband. There should be a lot more detail on here, in all honesty, but I can't be. But yeah, because I was running out of time, I can't be bothered. There's supposedly going to be another shoot, so I might go ahead and paint the details on again, but for now, that's all I have. And then next is the belt. This actually turned out pretty decent, all things considered. So the base of it is just a single layer of pleather. And then I made this. It's made the buckle. It's just, I think it's clay and warbler on top of it, and it's held together via Velcro. So these things were also same thing. Was just craft foam, warbler, and then there's also googly eyes, actually, where these little dot things are. And then these, actually, they were from my original Lu Xun cosplay back from 2010. I actually dug up the outfit because there's these little triangles on here that I did not feel like making because I was running out of time. So I dug into my closet, found my Lu Xun one, and they had the same triangles that I needed. So I just pulled those off the belt and put it on there. Yay for recycling! These here are just the socks and the arm warmers. So the socks are supposed to be quote-unquote boots, and they are attached to my black martial arts shoes. The arm warmers, these are the bases for where the arm guards go. These are just made out of stretch knit jersey. I just sewed together simple tube. On to the armor bits. So first up is the chest plate. So these were made with craft foam and warbler, with little detailing over here, which I'm pretty proud of for doing. Actually, these are not a full warbler sandwich. Normally, in a lot of tutorials, you see people do like 2 layers of warbler. What I actually did, and I picked this up from cosplayer Amedo Kitaro, arigato, senpai, is actually a cheat method. So it actually saves money, and it actually makes things a little more flexible. So what it is that you just do 1 layer of warbler on this side, and then you do a border around the back on the other side. So it actually still gets the same durability, but it's cheaper, and on top of that, it's flexible. So if you have stuff that's like kind of going on your body and you kind of need to stretch it out a bit, these is actually a really good technique to do. So they're just held together with ribbon, which I glued down with little bits of Wonderflex, and then Velcro, which are attached right here. Next up is the shin guards. So these were definitely interesting. I just kind of wrapped my legs up in saran wrap and then painter's tape, and then I created the pattern from it, and then the same thing, shoot. Same thing, craft foam and Warbler with only just the one layer and then the little border thing here. I also marked a little L here to indicate which leg this goes on. And then these are attached with just Velcro that I attached with Wonderflex, and then the top is just some brown stripes with Velcro on it. So that worked out really well, so there's 2 of those. Now for the ankle guards. So I've seen some cosplayers don't do this. I decided to do it only because it was gonna kind of be obvious on where my socks meet my shoes. So I wanted to cover it up to make it look like it was an actual boot. So same thing. See, this is why I said like this one layer thing is actually kind of good because it's flexible. So it actually makes it easier for me to get onto my foot. Okay, now for the arm guards. Whoa, tangled up. Same process, craft foam and one sheet Warbler. The only difference is that right in between is a little layer of interfacing. So this is actually really good. This was to give my wrist some durability, so that way I could actually kind of bend my wrist a bit. And it actually worked out okay. The only thing was, I noticed if I got the heat gun too close to it, it would start shriveling up the material. So be careful on that. But it did the trick. It's like, woo, floppity floppity. Now for the thigh guards. Thigh guards, these were probably the easiest things out of everything to make. And on the back, I used leftover Warbler to make these little belt loop things. And then I strung a piece of ribbon through both of them. So, that way I can just tie it around my waist. Okay, on to the bitchiest part of this whole damn costume. These! So these pauldrons gave me a massive headache. They came out a lot better all considering the circumstances that I was under, but I still... Ugh. These things can go die in a flame. So, I crafted this out of hardy clay. And that worked out pretty decently because it's a lightweight clay, it air dries, and it really is super lightweight when it's done. So I actually used black Warbler for this because according to the reviews that I've seen, it doesn't tear as much and it stretches a lot better over like round objects. And for the most part, it did take it really well. It's also a lot smoother, so you don't have to prime it as much. In fact, I didn't even prime this at all. I just went for the paint because I was running out of time. But it actually doesn't look too bad, all things considered. I probably should have put more layers on it, but what the hell. So on the underside, this is kind of where things get a little weird. I had to jerry-rig this whole contraption thing in the hotel. So both pieces are connected using Wonderflex strips, like this. And then, to make it stay on me, I have a little piece of elastic going across both of them to kind of keep them at the right distance that I need it to be at. But instead of doing my my Velcro things that I did with 8 from Final Fantasy Type 0, because I was running out of time, I decided to do a harness method instead. So I just got some elastic and then I just I glued them down with an additional Wonderflex for support. And it worked for the most part, but it did kind of cut off my blood circulation in my arms, so by the end of it, my shoulders were in a ton of pain. Ugh. These things were also bitchy. Because I had to do a lot of detail work on these things. I probably could have just cheated and just did the overall shape of it, but I still, for some reason, thought it would be okay to just do it. So the whole thing, that's my first time actually working with EVA foam. I got in the form of a garage mat at Kmart. And it worked out pretty well, all things considered. The only thing is that these things are very forward heavy, so watch. If I just let it sink, whoop! Ah! Yeah, it's very forward heavy, so it was kind of a pain to lug around. In hindsight, people told me later that I should probably have weighted the back with something before I glued it off. But it wasn't very forward heavy too forward heavy when I put the EVA together. It was only when the Warbler came on that it started to sink in a lot forward, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. But in running through it also is a PVC pipe just for the handle part. And otherwise it's just hollow with black Warbler on it. And then I just wrap the handle in athletic tape just to help me get a little more grip on the weapons. And finally on to the clothes. The clothes I kind of held off on last because I knew I'd be able to finish those decently fast, but even decently fast wasn't fast enough. So the pants actually came up pretty well. So the pants are just standard elastic pants, And then I just did this little design on here, which turned out pretty well. So, thankfully, Dynasty Warriors now has a lot of art book references, so I didn't have to hunt for references as much as I had to before. So what I did was I just drew the design onto a stencil and then traced it onto the fabric and then colored it in using a fabric marker. Same thing with this this undertop. Same thing, I just drew it on. It didn't kind of take as well with the satin, but I also did way less layers because, again, in a hurry. The top pattern was just the basic one that I use all the time. It's the one with the jacket with the princess layers and stuff like that. Yeah, you can really see where I didn't have time to finish it. So the green part is made out of a Chinese brocade that I bought at goodorient.com. And then the black is just a regular satin. And then the Chinese knots I also bought. I actually glued these in the hotel as well. And then onto this neck part. This is just a little cowl thing that I made. The satin actually stretches a little bit, so it can still kind of go. I can still like wiggle it over my head. So originally I was gonna like have snaps to hold it shut, but I noticed I could just easily shove it over my head, so I just sewed it down. So it's not that big of a deal. And then finally, this monstrosity. This is the overtop. So literally I cut this out of a just a regular top pattern, and I quickly did a mock-up of it quickly. It was like around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. So I did that really quickly, and then I could only get the shell of it done. And all the rest of the gluing I did in the hotel. This whole thing was cut out and glued together in the hotel. I'm a goddamn masochist, and you can see here that this part is kind of coming up. I need to glue that back down before I wear this again. But I'm actually pretty proud of how this back design came out, all things considered. But the rest of this freaking thing, I had to hot glue all the black detail on here. It was a freaking nightmare. Like, I'm so ashamed of myself. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, from 20 feet away, it doesn't look too bad, but, once you look at once you start looking at it closely, nightmare. Alright, let's get the sticker on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, I wish I could have done like a proper vlog for this, but this guy just took way too long. Hopefully you guys learned something from my mistakes and that you should never ever procrastinate on Dynasty Warrior costumes. So give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Comment below if you have any more questions or any tips on how I could have made this better. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. So I'll see you guys next time, where I'll hopefully be doing a new cosplay that I'm working on right now. But we'll see, because Art of Wigs is currently sold out on a lot of things that I need, so hopefully I'll get it done in time. But until next time, bye guys!